You know, we have a little dance. Woo, woo. We opening up.
Woo.
Yeah. We change
that booty.
Excuse me. Sorry.
So today, actually, it's a more serious topic that we're gonna dig.
Dig the dirt.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it is. We're gonna dig the dirt. We want to share our personal experience. What's our root cause of the weight gain, the weight loss, the yo-yo effect, and how can you actually realize for yourself and do that research and analyze your own body and your own belief system that brings you to have maybe some weight issue. And I think most of the time when you have a diet and you start something new, a weight loss plan or anything else, they don't seem to dig the issue of what's the cause? What's the real cause behind your weight gain? And today what we want to share, actually, it's a personal experience. Because to be honest, yes, I had hormonal imbalance that I figured out in 2015, 14, after my son was born. But I know there's so much more behind. There's so much weight that we carry on, and it's not really something that we trying to analyze the root cause. So, Amellion,
it's true. Yeah, it's true, and we want to make sure while we are starting this process that we are addressing the foundations of things, so we're not losing weight and then after, let's say, 6 months or a big loss or a big failure, it would come to you like as a big failure, then you fall again and gain the weight. Because from my experience, I gained a lot of weight doing the yo-yo, specifically when I had big loss or big disappointment in my life. For example, my first heartbroken, the first time I was heartbroken, I gained like 40 pounds. I cut my hair, I became fat, I lost it. And it's the first time, you know, you get your heart broken, but I saw that it created kind of a cycle. So every time I would be hit hard in life, I would go to food. So I eat my emotions. So I close down, I stay alone, I isolate, I eat my emotions, and it becomes a circle. Since I've stayed alone for so long and I gained so much weight, then I don't want to go out anymore. I don't want people to see me like this. So now you're cut from your social circle. You're ashamed of what you look like. So you eat more because that's all you have to do and to make you feel good. So I've been into those cycles, and this is the first, like, I realized like the cycle. Okay, depression. I always gain the same weight, 45 pounds. It's like the same 45 pounds.
It's interesting.
And then I go back, the same thing. My regular shape weight is 165, 170. Like there's no more like this. I have a little, okay, but I'm 190. So I have 20 pounds. I have that 25 pound on me. Like, okay, I could live with it and still be a beautiful woman. It's just now I'm trying to push myself to, but it's always the same way that I keep losing and taking back. So we thought about it, and we're like, it would be sad to do all this process and all the experimentation challenges, all that work, and not addressing the why am I getting weight? Is it physical? Is it my hormones? I think also the thyroid, could be a reason. Hormones, depression, eating your emotions, trauma. A lot of people, we saw it a lot with the Biggest Losers and stuff like that. I was surprised how many times it would be a rape that would be hidden behind the weight. So trauma, a lot of self-sabotage, you know, having people around you always making you feel guilty for being pretty, for being good, for being successful, for being smart. So all these are limitations. So it's a bit of a self-sabotage. I would lose 15 pounds, 20 pounds, and I get all the attention. And I would have that voice inside that would start to sabotage. Now I want to go to the McDonald's. Now I start cheating. I fell off the wagon. Instead of feeling empowered or motivated by this attention, it triggers the other way around, because I have a belief in me that if I'm too perfect or too good or too pretty, that I might not be as likable, because it's like intimidating.
And it's so sad.
I'm not so comfortable with me because I'm too smart and I'm too sexy and I take too much room and people don't. So all these things, Like we have in your, you have to take the time to break them down and understand where they're coming from and seek for help if you cannot see, or you know, just to talk with someone out of the context can help you to have another perspectives on things.
Absolutely, honestly, absolutely. And there's about the self-sabotage, it could go very, very deep in our belief system. I have one of my friends, she's absolutely beautiful. The girl, she's smart. I call her Paris Hilton because she, you know, that tall, skinny, blonde, blue eyes, super bubbly. She's super smart, but she doesn't play that smart role, because every time she walked in the room, the women used to judge her and hate her, which that's something that I don't understand. We should empower each other. And the men used to look at her as a piece of meat. So in order to protect herself, what she did, she embraced that role of playing small and playing dumb. I want to say dumb, but playing
the dumb pretty girl is the easy, is the less strengthening. So when you're too beautiful, I could understand she does that.
If you take too much attention, naturally, the eyes of the other people, they're going to bother you. So you're going to kind of protect yourself. Some people are going to even put on weight because the comments, and it's crazy as it sounds. I know that people say, but no, it can't be. But people who keep telling you, oh, you're so beautiful, you're so smart, you have everything, you're so this, comes to a point that you kind of do a reverse psychology on you. And I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist.
If that's not what you want, and you're not having the attention you want, and you want to go or be perceived differently, you might make some changes. Maybe you decided when you were like in your 20s that in the circumstances, I made so much, let's say a pretty woman like her, Paris Hilton, bright, very beautiful and very smart. So she might have come in so many different circumstances where she was perceived as the pretty blonde girl. So everybody was comfortable with her being the, right? So she maybe like leveled down so she could be happy and comfortable with people around her and people being okay with her. She probably didn't feel like being smart was validated or made her feel good or maybe cause problems. Me, I had a lot of, when I was younger, friction with men because it kept me having an opinion. Like they would come like very aggressive actually. And like for me, like was like, so I can understand why your friend like would play down. You know, like the don't dim your light.
Don't dim it.
Don't dim your light, but we tend to dim our light because other people discomfort, based on other people discomfort, based on other people's opinion, based on the fear of what people. And for me, it was just to be lovable. Like when you have so many rejection, you rejected as a kid, like to rejection, you're too fat, you're too ugly, you're too brown, you're too curly, you're too... Like there was not a lot of kids like me. Obviously, I was the only kid like me. So it's from now it doesn't seem like a big deal. But as a kid, it was horrible. Like to play with a little friend, and she said, "You know, I'm not really your friend. I just pretend." Because I would never pretend. Like, oh, you're like 4 years old, and you're like, I still remember it. And I don't remember the name of the girl. I don't remember. I just remembered that. So now, like, so I'm doing too much. So being too pretty or too perfect, it's annoying. I had friends that like found me annoying. Oh, you know, you always know everything and Mrs. Perfect and blah, blah, blah. So these are things like when I was younger, like then after, like I was like, why am I dimming my light? Why am I pretending? I was very good at pool. And that's when I realized like I played pool and I was very good. I was very good at pool. And I used to pretend like I wasn't that good, so people that plays with me, they won't find me too annoying.
And it's sad, and it's so sad because I remember when, yes, I do have PCOS, but when I arrived in Canada and we moved a couple countries, I was blonde with blue eyes. Okay, my eyes didn't really change that color, but I was blonde, blue eyes, just like my daughter. And when we moved to Canada, I got so stressed, so nervous. I didn't want to be here. And it's not that it's a bad country, not at all. But as a child,
it's a big change as a child, my God.
And I moved 2 countries like before 10. So for me, it was a little bit of stress. So when we arrived here, I didn't speak the language. I didn't have friends. Obviously, I had a girl, and I still remember she walked to me and she said, It's like, you know what? I don't like you because you're not Canadian and I'm not going to be your friend. And you just arrive and you barely know anybody. You barely speak the language. And as a child, it hurts your feelings. So yes, the bullying thing, within a year, my hair turned brown and I gained like, I don't know how many pounds. And I'm sure it's related for the stress. It was a trauma and I was crying every single night. I didn't want to be here. It was very, very hard for me as a child. So that's belief system that I decide only when I hit like a certain age to let it go. That did not belong to me. Whatever happened to me as a child, just embrace the process and forgive yourself and forgive your parents, your family. And I just forgive. And as soon you forgive everything that have happened, and I read somewhere in the book, go inside, look at yourself in the mirror, put your hand on your heart and look at yourself in the eyes and just forgive yourself. Forgive yourself that you were rough on you. Forgive yourself that you were playing small. Forgive yourself that you didn't embrace who you are as a person.
And it's you didn't protect yourself from other people. You didn't, for me, like, it's like, you didn't protect yourself from yourself.
My son.
It's so true what you're saying. It starts from there, because what we're saying basically goes to the root of your self-esteem. So we go to self-love. So when you neglect yourself and you impose on yourself limitations to please other people instead of honoring who you are. So it's a lack of self-love, because you should never hurt, break yourself, dim your light, to do anything that would like limit you for the benefits of other. You should instead maybe but sometimes I understand it's old things that it's inside. That's why, like, check your belief system, try to understand how you do why you act like this. When you have that little voice after a big success, why you have that voice that's like, okay, now let's do this. Why is that little voice is taking you back? Why are you, most of the time it's fears. Fears based on false belief, fears, a lack of faith because you have a low self-esteem. Like me, like I have a big self-esteem, but on other stuff, things I do, I'm like, there's a little lack of self-love. So there's a little lack of self-esteem because so anyways, all this, we wanted to we had the conversation because as women, we want to make sure what we're doing now, it's to go forward. So we're not going back. So we're building like good foundation. We want to talk about how we're going to lose the weight, the challenge, and have all the fun. And we're coming now with the makeup and stuff. Like, we're going to talk about everything, but we want you girls, like, and women to have the good foundation, the right mindset. I'm fixing it. You know, we don't have to go back there every 5 years and I gained the 40. Now I have to lose it. I've done it a lot of times in my life. And for me, it's like, it's the final. I'm done.
That's it.
I'm losing it and I'm never going back. And it took me that time to realize, I'm doing this for this and this and this and that. So now I'm going to fix it and never going to go back again. Or if I keep having those thoughts, now I know them. So I can identify, hey, like you said, your cheat day that lasts 60 days. These are like your own.
It's the little demons.
Self-sabotage that like, you can eat now, you can eat now, you can eat, okay.
It's really the little demons, those little voices that want to almost destroy you, whatever you come from. And I did, and Amellion, you did the same thing. The yo-yo diet, you end up going to a lifestyle that you believe that it's a lifestyle. For 60 days, 3 months, a year, you crash. Because you get back to your old habit. And those old habits, we end up not thinking further, like it's only the iceberg, but the root cause of the reason why you can't sustain, it's more deeper. And that's why you need to dig out what's the cause that I cannot self-love myself and I cannot commit to myself. What's the cause of it? Is it because I had trauma? Is it because maybe I have a medical condition that I'm not aware? Maybe it's time to go do your blood test. And that's going to help you actually.
Maybe you're pregnant. No, I'm joking.
Congratulations. It's time to dig out. Take the time to understand your body and take your time. What was the cause? You can start any type of lifestyle change if you do not clear up in the root. It won't really last for a long time. So
it's like a relationship. Like were you about to say the skeleton in the closet?
That's correct.
Yeah, I agree. It's a very good image. It's the same thing. And And to give you an example, the last time it happened to me, it was when I was 26 that I made the decision that, okay, this life, I don't want to get age like that, you know. I want to be that woman that jog, that play tennis, that do sports, that is healthy. And it lasted from 26 to, I would say, 35. So close to 10 years where I was on my good weight, didn't have any issue with my weight, or I would gain like 2-3 pounds, and you know, and I would eat and work out, and it was part of my lifestyle. That's why I'm saying this. It's not like I didn't do the yo-yo like 6 months, no, it's 10 years. 10 years when this thing like far away. And 35, I'm not so happy in my relationship. I feel lonely. My work is very stressful, overtime, working every weekend, always lonely. Don't have time to cook anymore, don't have time to train anymore. Nobody loves me. I'm always alone. Nobody loves me. My man doesn't love me, doesn't touch me, doesn't care for me. So I ate everything instead of just being, this is not going well for me. I'm not happy. I'm not happy with my job. I'm not happy with this man. Like I should have been. No, I just hurt myself. Not lovable. I don't know. So I gained 50 pounds. And here I am. I'm back, and I don't want to go back.
No, because right now I'm doing it differently. This time, I'm taking the time to understand and to embrace the process. Before, I was doing as a quick win, just as fast as possible. And the old bad habit, the old bad stuff were coming out. And it's not sustainable. And for this time, this is why we want to actually do that video, to maybe put some awareness to everybody, to understand if you start any weight loss plan, you need to understand your foundation and the root cause and heal. It's time to heal. It's time to turn the page. It's time to seek help if it's needed. And then your weight loss plan will be sustainable. And
then you can have realistic goals based on why.
Yes. Your 5 whys. Now, if you go in the methodology, let's say, the 5 why. So you ask yourself the 5 whys. So it's the question number one, why did I gain so much weight?
What you said, oh, nobody's going to marry me. Feeling unwanted.
Yes.
You know, inadequate, ugly. I felt disgusting, and I was fucking gorgeous. Sorry for the vocab, but I was gorgeous. I saw a picture of me and I was like, oh my God, like I was hot. And I remember my mind state, I felt disgusting. And when someone was rude with me, I thought it was because I was so ugly.
You know what? Let's add
I felt this ugly. Look at me. Can I be that? Like I felt like so ugly. I look at my picture, I'm like,
okay, we're going to add our best pictures that we had from when we were like teenager or young adults, that we found ourselves being absolutely hideous, but what the pictures show, and that's show the mindset of how things were like not aligned.
Yeah, I'm a preppy girl, like with the white glasses and like my little blue, like I'm just a cute little 16 years old girl. But I remember I felt enormous.
Me too.
I felt ugly.
Me too.
And when you see at the picture, you don't really see that I have any weight more than, like, I'm not a big girl. I'm maybe not like this, but I'm just like a regular way. And I'm just tall because for the other girls, like I'm not 5'2", 5'3". I was 5'7", so I was like taller. But
that's it.
Really, like with the beliefs, the perception in my environment, I was the black sheep.
Yeah.
I was the black sheep because I was the tall brown girl, the only like brown weird, like she's not black, she's not white, she's just
brown.
The brown girl, like the tall brown girl. Yeah. And I felt like I didn't fit anywhere. But it doesn't mean I was ugly and I was disgusting, but that's how I felt, because
it's terrible.
My guy friends, they actually liked me so much and respect me a lot. So I think they just didn't hit on me because I was part of the boys.
Nah, you were in the crew.
Yeah, and I don't think they found me like disgusting, but they never told me I was pretty, but they were probably afraid I would joke because I was a big joker. So I created this, I friendship zoned my friend for a long time.
Usually it's a guy thing, you know?
But I did, because in my mind I was the ugly fat girl. So I French zoned myself a long time. When I was so I was not really like a sexual teenager, because for me I was like, there's nothing sexual about me, and I want a future, so I'm smart, so I'm going to go to school and I'm going to have a career. So that was my, I never played with my physique like I'm going to get a rich man or not. For me it was like, okay, I'm going to, girl, you have to do it.
Yeah. And it's not, well, it's not sad, it's great, because you end up having a successful career. You went to university, you have a couple of diplomas, which
kept me my head
it worked perfectly on you. But that's the way, because you were motivated and you had that grind into you. But other women, they're just gonna set up for nothing. You're gonna sell up for something that nothing. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but they could be so much more, but they just downplay, and their whole life they're gonna just downplay, and that's what breaks my heart.
It's really the foundation and the base of, you know, redesigning your life, because that's what we're doing. Like our biggest motivation is like, in 6 months we do not want to be the same women we are today. That's the goal. Like, we want to be somewhere else, someone else, but like not changing who we are, but in a growth perspective. We're not going to be there in 6. So we want to bring you with us. So it's conversations that you need to have with friends, with family. Read different articles. Go find. It's true that it could be. Is it hormones? Is it physical? Go get a blood test. Make that time for you, so we can have that journey together. We're doing the same thing at the same time. Exactly. So that was the purpose of
this video. A little bit of awareness.
Yes, sharing our sad stories. We were bullied. Who would have thought?
Make us stronger. So
yeah, and I had to defend myself. So, you know, so it made also your personality. For me, I remember when I was, sorry, I go on again, but it reminded me of an idea that when I was very, like a kid, I was very shy and I didn't talk. I was very so quiet that my teacher would tell my mom, like, she doesn't talk, like something's wrong with her, or does she understand French? And my mom was like, that's your only language, it's French. I was like, no, I'm joking. But just because I was shy and I didn't, so just to say also like the change, so I had to defend myself. So since I was bullied and my parents were like the old school way, like someone hit you, you hit them back. Someone insults you, you insult them back.
That's it.
There was no like, oh no, you don't do this, talk to the teacher.
There was no talking.
Yeah, my parents, I'm happy they did, but they made me feel like comfortable and even responsible to defend myself. Yeah. So when I went to school the day after, with your mom like screaming at you, like, are you dumb or what? If someone comes and hits you, you hit them back. Did you hear me? And I'm like, okay, mama. But you still have that pressure, right? As a little girl, you go to school and you know the person that hit you the day before. So it forced me to defend myself and learn how to to fight. How to fight, but also all those mechanisms, you know, like I realized later on in life that, yeah, it had a good impacts and bad also. So it's just like to make peace, like Valentina said, with everything that's hurtful and that's false and that's limiting you, and keep the good. I don't regret being able now to defend myself and know how to fight for myself if I need to. So not everything is to throw to the garbage, but you have to define those things that still hurt you to that day, those still things that has an impact. So what you believe about yourself, what you believe, what you need to be or to do to gain love. So all those deep conversation, but write to us, please share with us your situation or what you think are the roots of your weight gain. So we can have a richer conversation, and maybe we probably have other people on the chat chatting, so we can all share our different experience and move on from here.
Yeah, a little support group for each other. We're not professional, but that's not the point. The point is actually to have a voice and ears to listen to our story and to help each other heal in that process. So on that happy note of embracing the transformation, hope you guys find something interesting in that video. Hopefully you guys can start to dig into the different Causes.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
See you soon. Don't forget to subscribe to
our channel. Give us a thumbs like if you want to see more video that brings that conversation going, and have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
Good day. Bye.
Bye.